Take a second to notice the space around you. The screen in front of you holds steady. My voice arrives clearly. The light feels constant. It feels like you are sitting inside one stable, immediate moment. It is easy to assume your eyes act like a pair of video camera lenses, passively capturing the world as it exists and streaming that raw footage straight to your conscious mind. But if your brain actually tried to deliver every single photon of light and piece of sensory data hitting you right now, your neural circuitry would overload. You would drown in raw, unfiltered detail. To keep you functioning, your brain aggressively intercepts that data. It deletes what seems unimportant, selects specific patterns, and predicts what should be there long before any of it reaches your awareness. The quiet, unbroken reality you are experiencing at this very second is a heavily edited construction, built for you in complete silence. You can see evidence of this editing process in your own biology. Visual information is physically incomplete before it ever leaves your eye. This is a diagram showing the anatomy of the human eye. Right where the optic nerve exits the retina to connect to your brain, there are no light receptors. This creates a physical dead zone in your vision. Every scene you look at has a hole in it. You never notice a black void floating in your field of view because your visual cortex patches the gap. It samples the surrounding textures, shapes, and colors, and actively paints in the missing pixels to create a seamless picture. Even the colors filling that picture are inventions. An object simply absorbs and reflects specific wavelengths of light. The vivid experience of the color red does not exist on the surface of an apple. It is a neural reaction generated entirely inside your skull. Sight is an active, ongoing invention. The universe outside your body is entirely silent. A collapsing building or a sudden shout produces zero actual noise. They only generate physical pressure waves moving through the air. Your ear converts that kinetic energy into electrical impulses, and your brain translates those signals into subjective concepts like experiencing music or heavy footsteps or a human voice. The system even assigns meaning to a lack of vibration. A sudden drop in air pressure changes, what we experience as a quiet room, triggers your nervous system to immediately search for danger or social cues. The processing speed of these incoming signals dictates how you experience time. When your brain encounters intense emotion or extreme novelty, it writes denser memories, causing a brief moment of fear to stretch into what feels like an hour. This selective editing extends into the past. Because your brain filters out so much detail in the moment, it cannot simply play back a recording when you remember something. Instead, it rebuilds the scene from scratch, filling in missing parts with expectations to maintain a coherent narrative. From the rhythm of a conversation to the timeline of your childhood, your environment is a subjective story your brain is constantly narrating to itself. Modern neuroscience attributes this rapid storytelling to a mechanism called predictive processing. Your brain does not sit passively and wait for sensory data to arrive. This diagram outlines how that mechanism works. Your brain continuously generates a forecast of what is about to happen next. It only uses the incoming, bottom-up raw data from your eyes and ears to check its top-down guesses for errors. When sensory data is incomplete or messy, the forecast instantly smooths it out. This explains why you can effortlessly read a sentence filled with typos, or briefly hear your own name spoken in a noisy crowd. Optical illusions are not examples of your eyes failing. They are evidence of your brain taking a predictive shortcut, choosing the most mathematically likely interpretation rather than reading the literal input. The moment you are currently living in is a controlled, hallucinated forecast. Realizing that everything you see and hear is an internal projection can feel deeply unsettling. It strips away the certainty we rely on to navigate the day. But the human nervous system did not evolve to calculate the absolute objective truth of the cosmos. It was optimized over millions of years with a single mandate: to keep you alive. If a shadowy form moves in the dark, calculating the exact light absorption, texture, and velocity of the object takes too long. A fast, rough prediction that it might be a predator is useful. Waiting for perfect data is lethal. Your perception is a highly practical biological interface. It translates an incredibly complex, chaotic universe of wavelengths and vibrations into a simplified format you can use to avoid danger and connect with others. Look at the room around you one more time. Billions of neurons calculate those steady shapes and locked colors every second, translating the environment into something you can navigate. This constant translation is the mechanism that allows you to survive in an uncertain world.